One SUV is all about that hybrid efficiency and mainstream confidence, right? While the other, it literally packs in incredible technology, space, and a ton of features for the money. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're putting the 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid head-to-head with the Haval H6 to figure out which one actually makes more sense for your garage. Let's dive in. Buyers today are increasingly comparing Korean and Chinese SUVs, and honestly, for good reason. The established 2026 Kia Sportage leans heavily on fuel savings and refinement. Meanwhile, the rising challenger, the Haval H6, pushes for maximum features and aggressive value. Let's look at the numbers. We're going to break down this matchup across 5 analytical pillars. We'll look at price and value, performance and fuel economy, interior and tech, safety and practicality, and finally, ownership and the final verdict. Kicking things off with Section 1, price and overall value. Basically, the cost of entry. When you look at the pricing data, there is a massive gap right out of the gate. The Haval H6 aggressively undercuts the market, starting at just 80,500 dirhams. Now, compare that to the entry-level Kia Sportage LX, which starts at 102,900 dirhams. That is a pretty substantial premium. I mean, that 22,000 dirham gap, that's enough to cover years of insurance and fuel. And if you want the top dog Haval H6 plug-in hybrid, that runs roughly 115,000 dirhams. Meaning, a fully loaded Haval costs about the same as a base model Kia, because a top-tier Sportage SX, that pushes nearly 149,500 dirhams. But here's the thing. More features don't automatically mean better value. It really comes down to your strategy. With Kia, you're paying for market stability and a trusted badge. You're buying that peace of mind. With Haval, you're getting disruptive pricing. You get advanced plug-in hybrid tech for the cost of a traditional base model. It's just a completely different way of defining value. Moving right along to Section 2, performance and fuel economy. It's the classic battle of efficiency versus power. So both of these SUVs absolutely excel at efficiency, but they take very different approaches. The Kia Sportage Hybrid uses a 1.6-liter turbocharged engine paired with 2 electric motors, giving you a combined 232 horsepower. And that's mated to a super smooth 6-speed automatic. Haval, on the other hand, offers a plug-in hybrid variant pushing up to 268 kilowatts. That's roughly 360 horsepower, which gives the H6 PHEV a 0 to 100 time of about 4.8 seconds. For family SUV, that is borderline sports car territory. It completely changes how the vehicle behaves when you're merging onto a busy highway. The Sportage Hybrid really focuses on seamless, quiet power delivery. In everyday driving, it pulls off a very steady highway fuel economy of around 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers. And if you go for the front-wheel drive Sportage Hybrid, it hits an impressive 42 miles per gallon combined. Plus, because it uses a traditional automatic transmission, you don't get any of those jerky low-speed shifts. It's just an incredibly predictable and refined daily commuter. You're essentially choosing between the Sportage's highly refined, proven drivability and the H6's boundary-pushing plug-in tech. The Haval H6 PHEV gives you an estimated 100 kilometers of pure EV driving range. It even has vehicle-to-load capability. That means you can literally plug standard electronics directly into the car. Picture this, powering a coffee machine or your whole campsite setup from your car's battery during an off-road trip in the UAE desert. You're essentially driving around in a mobile generator. All right, let's step inside for Section 3, Interior and Technology. The cabin experience. Stepping inside, you'll notice both vehicles completely abandon that utilitarian SUV feel of the past. Instead, they go for these high-tech, premium environments. Kia's updated 2026 design features a sophisticated panoramic instrument panel that beautifully integrates dual 12.3-inch displays. Plus, Kia finally ditched the old piano black plastics for a textured faux wood that completely stops the cabin from becoming a fingerprint magnet. It shows they're really paying attention to long-term usability, not just showroom appeal. Now, while Kia perfects that dual-screen aesthetic with snappier software and over-the-air updates, Haval counters with sheer screen size. The H6 features a massive 14.6-inch central tablet. Haval also throws in ultra-fast 50-watt wireless charging that is significantly faster than your standard car charger, meaning your phone actually charges up while using power-heavy navigation apps rather than just barely maintaining its battery. Oh, and both cars feature standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, making smartphone integration completely effortless. Both models make sure those long journeys are incredibly pleasant. You'll find panoramic sunroofs in the higher trims for both, letting plenty of light into the cabin. They both feature high-grade seating with ventilated options available as you move up the trim levels. And let's be real, in the UAE, ventilated seats are basically a necessity for summer driving. Honestly, these interiors rival luxury cars from just 5 years ago. Let's move to Section 4, Safety and Practicality, protecting what really matters. So Haval brings a very advanced, Level 2, semi-autonomous driving suite to the table, backed by a solid 5-star ANCAP safety rating. But the Kia Sportage absolutely dominates when it comes to sheer cargo volume, particularly the extended wheelbase L version sold in the region. With the seats lowered, the Sportage offers up to 2,087 liters of space. The Haval? It expands to about 1,445 liters. That is a massive difference. If you're constantly hauling family gear, strollers, or luggage, the Kia has a clear physical advantage. It's practically a small van with the seats down. Kia also integrates technology beautifully into everyday practicality. For instance, their advanced surround view monitor can be accessed right from your smartphone via the Kia Connect app. It's a highly practical feature for checking your surroundings and making sure the area is safe for kids before you even step outside. It completely removes the anxiety of maneuvering a large vehicle in those tight parking structures. And finally, Section 5, Ownership and the Final Verdict. Before we wrap up, we need to bust some common misconceptions. First up, people think hybrid SUVs are expensive to maintain. Well, that's just outdated. Modern hybrid systems are incredibly reliable and really optimized for longevity. Second is the myth that Chinese SUVs only compete on price. As we've just seen with the H6's advanced tech and safety suites, they are competing fiercely on capability. They want to win on merit, not just cost. Dealership support and warranties are a huge deal, right? Haval is actively working to overcome any lingering resale anxiety. Depending on your market, they're offering massive warranties, up to 7 years or 150,000 kilometers, alongside an 8-year hybrid battery warranty. Meanwhile, Kia rests on a highly proven 5-year guarantee. A Korean SUV currently gives you a more established resale perception and rock-solid secondary market demand. The gap is definitely closing, but Kia still holds the crown for proven resale value. So the trade-offs here are extremely clear. With the Kia Sportage, you gain refined driving dynamics and total resale confidence, but you do give up that aggressive pricing. With the Haval H6, you gain massive screens and blistering PHEV power for less money, but you give up the established long-term ownership data in the region. You really have to decide what matters more to your wallet over the next 5 years. Let's break this down into some real-life scenarios. If you're a long-distance commuter prioritizing consistent fuel economy and ride refinement, the Sportage Hybrid is exceptional. On the flip side, if you're a value-conscious buyer or a tech lover who wants massive screens and plug-in capability on a budget, the Haval H6 is heavily compelling. For families needing absolute maximum cargo space, the Kia definitely wins out. But for eco-conscious city drivers who want to run purely on electricity during the week, the Haval PHEV's 100-kilometer EV range is an absolute game-changer. At the end of the day, both vehicles offer incredibly smart solutions to modern driving challenges. Neither forces you to compromise on safety or style. They just approach the problem from two completely different angles. Honestly, the modern SUV market has never been this competitive, and you, the consumer, are the ultimate winner here. Ultimately, there is no single winner. It's just about finding the right tool for your specific lifestyle. So, do you value the comfort of a proven Korean stable? Or are you ready to bet on the high-tech value of an ambitious Chinese contender? When you look at your driveway tomorrow, what do you want to see parked there? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.